Back to our top story, breaking out of North Korea earlier, just about 2 hours ago, tested and launched a ballistic missile. We're told it's a KN-17, a medium-range missile. It did fail, did not reach the Sea of Japan, and broke up in the air over the peninsula itself, but clearly another act of provocation. Let's get the latest now from Deputy National Security Advisor KT McFarland. She is live on the North Lawn of the White House. KT, thanks for being here.
Pleasure.
What can you tell us in White House reaction to what we're learning this afternoon?
Well, it's the 10th test they've done since President Trump took office, 10th missile test they've done. And I think it just reinforces exactly why North Korea's nuclear weapons program is one of President Trump's top priorities. And it was the first national security priority that he wanted to focus on after taking office. It just reinforces that it's another failure, but it doesn't mean that the North Koreans won't keep trying, and it doesn't mean we should stop trying to stop them.
Does this change the dynamic, the fact that in the middle of all of this attention, the UN Security Council today, all that the President has said in the past couple of days, that North Korea does this now?
Well, look, they've tested these. They tend to look for moments to test when they think it's going to get the world's attention. That's what they did this time. But I think it doesn't change the calculation that we've had from the very beginning, that North Korea is trying to get, they have nuclear weapons, they've tested nuclear weapons, and they're trying to get the ability through missiles to take a missile with a nuclear weapon on the top of it that goes from North Korea to the United States. And they're not there yet, but they're working on it, and we feel, that most intelligence says, that they'll get there within the next couple of years. That's why the steps we're taking with our allies in the region, South Korea and Japan, are defensive steps, but we're also doing diplomacy, and we're also using economic sanctions. And one of the things that has, we will see how it plays out. We're not naive to assume it's changing everybody's mind. But President Trump and President Xi Jinping of China had a very good summit meeting 3 weeks ago. The two of them spent hours talking just one-on-one about how they saw the North Korean threat, how they saw their own interests, the interests in the region, and the Chinese have offered to help. They've done a few things, and we'll just give them some time and see what happens.
Yeah, this is the Japanese foreign minister today at the United Nations. Take a listen, KT.
These launches are intentionally meant to be a provocation. Regrettably, the possibility of further provocations by North Korea is high. The Council must send a clear message that such actions will only lead to more rigorous responses from international community.
So that's the Japanese, the South Koreans saying something similar. But the Chinese were not as aggressive in the terminology at the UN today. You say that they're doing more. What specifically are they doing more?
Well, we're not going to get into a lot of details. They've done a few things that the public has seen. One thing, they stopped coal shipments. North Korea doesn't export much to the world that the world wants, but one of their major exports is coal, and it's coal to China. China turned away some of those ships. China's voted with us on another issue, but they voted with us at the United Nations. And we feel that they are making their own pressure on the North Koreans in their own way. I'm not going to get into a lot of the details about it, but they have talked with us about it. The President Xi Jinping of China continues to talk on a regular basis with President Trump about this and other things. And I do want to point out that the Chinese, in addition to what they're doing, President Trump has been talking on a regular basis with Prime Minister Abe of Japan and the acting president of South Korea, as well as other countries in the region, about a threat that doesn't just threaten us, and it doesn't just threaten our allies. It really threatens the whole world. Those missiles that North Korea is developing, they can go in any one of a number of directions.
I'm not going to play the soundbite. There are a few Democrats out there saying that the president's rhetoric on this is ratcheting up the tension and not taking it down. And that's what they're saying in the wake of what he said to Reuters about possibly heading to a major conflict. Your thoughts on that?
Nobody wants a war. Our measures are mostly defensive, but we are ratcheting up the economic, the diplomatic, and other pressure. And we want the North Koreans to understand we're serious. President Trump said, "You solve it or we will. All options remain on the table."
KT McFarland, Deputy National Security Advisor from the North Lawn. KT, thanks for the time.
Thank you.